Pali word Nekkhamma. Nekkhamma is translated in English as renunciation. Renunciation means renouncing. And simple usage, they usually use the word letting go. Letting go of this, letting go of that. So here meaning is letting go of craving or attachment. Just now we have mentioned the four upadana. Upadana means it is a stronger form of craving. Craving is, in Pali what we call dana. Upadana is when this craving becomes very strong, then you hold or you cling to that object very firmly without letting go. So this is the opposite of this craving and grasping. Dana and upadana. Pali word dana is craving, upadana is grasping or clinging. So opposite of this is Nekkhamma or letting go, just to let go of this craving. So here we have mentioned four types of upadana or clinging or grasping. It is a stronger form of craving. So to let go of, what to let go means, to let go of these four types of clinging or grasping, which we call upadana or grasping. The four types are: one, sensuous clinging, kamupadana, clinging or grasping to the light and sense pleasure. The first one is. The number two is clinging to views, Detupadana, then clinging to mere rules and ritual. That is very common during Buddha's time in India. There are many customs and practices practiced that time with the view that these rites and ritual will aid them for deliverance. And they practice many practices that are not conducive to deliverance. So these are called silapatu padana, meaning clinging to rites and rituals. And then the clinging to personal belief. Actually, in other countries, this silapatu paramata is not so much. What really matter here is sensuous clinging, kamupadana, and second one, clinging to views or detupadana. And the fourth one, clinging to personal belief, attavadu-padana. So the first one, kamupadana, kama upadana. Kama means sense, object or sense pleasure, both. Upadana, clinging or grasping. So clinging or grasping means attachment, a strong attachment to sense pleasure and sense object is kamupadana. Like the eye to see a pleasurable sight, pleasant sights. Then with the ear, pleasant sounds to gain, to achieve pleasant sounds and to enjoy or to delight and pleasant sounds. Then scent, with the nose, scent. Then with the tongue, taste, and with the body, tactile impressions. So these are sense objects. Kama guna means sense objects. And sensual cause, they translated as, because these objects give sense pleasure. And the clinging or grasping to these sense pleasure and the object that give sense pleasure, we call sense objects. And this is kamupadana. So letting go of these kamupadana is one of the Nekkhamma, the first Nekkhamma or renunciation, renouncing the sense grasping or clinging. Why we have to renounce these? Because these are the second noble truth of the cause of suffering. The first one is noble truth of suffering. The second noble truth is the cause of suffering. These are the causes: craving or grasping or clinging on these sense objects and sense pleasure is the cause of suffering. So we have to practice renunciation or Nekkhamma parami from time to time, and if possible, completely. Or first we try to suppress or weaken the stronger or gross form of clinging or grasping, and finally to eradicate it completely. So this is the first letting go or Nekkhamma parami we have to practice is about the sense pleasure and sense objects. So that's why in a retreat we give 8 precepts, or because it is the part of training Buddha has prescribed in his first discourse of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Noble Eightfold Path. And the other day I have already explained in detail the Sila Maganga, the Sila or morality group, Sama Kamanda, Sama Ajiva, Sama Vaca, Sama Kamanda, Sama Ajiva, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. So these are Sila Maganga. By observing Sila Maganga, we are practicing this renunciation of sense object and sense pleasure. So that fulfilled this one of the group of Sila Maganga and Noble Eightfold Path also. The second grasping is Detupada Nakana. Views or ideas or understanding. Deity means. So Detupada Nakana. What is impermanent? We view or we understood or we take as permanent. What is pain? We take it as pleasure. What is not beautiful, we take it as beautiful. So these are the wrong views according to spiritual development and spiritual practice. So grasping of these things, what is impermanent as permanent, what is pain as pleasure, what is not beautiful as beautiful, and these are the Detupada Nakana. We strongly hope, because we've been conditioned from unforeseeable past existences, we've been staying with these views, and we hold or we grasp very firmly and strongly. So to let it go, we have to practice these renunciation or parami, letting Nekkhamma parami. Then the third is Silapadu Paramas, Silapadu Padana, meaning the grasping or clinging to rites and ritual. That is not much outside of India. During Buddha's time in India, that is quite common practice. Like when they think that when you go and bathe in Ramuna or some Achirawari river, that you are the sins you have made, the wrongs you have made are all washed away and you become pure. Like that, without any practicing moral virtue. Just go and bathe in the river, it can wash away your sins or evil deeds. Or some behave like cows, some behave like dogs, thinking that such kind of practices can gain deliverance from suffering or this samsaric suffering or gain some heavenly bliss. So they practice like cows, and their followers too, if they go and offer food, they have to offer like dogs, and they walk on fours and eat like dogs. So these practices are what we call silabtu, and some they make some fire to offer their gods in the heaven and all that. All these kinds of practices with the aim of achieving some kind of deliverance from suffering and gaining heavenly or divine bliss. And these are called rites and rituals. And so to let go of these is to his Nekkhamma part. Then the fourth grasping or clinging is attavadu-padana. Attavada means self-belief or ego belief. What is evident in a so-called a human being or a person is this, briefly speaking, because psychophysical complex, and commonly use the word nama and rupa, mind and the matter. And if you want to elaborate, Buddha sometimes, according to his audience, he elaborate mental, mind, nama into 4 categories. So it becomes 5 aggregates. Pancha khanda. Pancha khanda means aggregates. Pancha means 5. Panchupadana khanda. These 5 aggregates we cling to, we grasp as I or mine. And that's why it is called upadana. The 5 aggregates of clinging. We cling. We cling to this body as I or mine. And our memory of feeling or sensations as I am feeling, these are my sensations and my memory, like that. So all these mind and matter, what is evidence, mind and matter of 5 aggregates, but we grasp or we cling to as I or mine. And that is what is meant by attavadu-padana. The clinging or the grasping or the firmly holding of the view. That what is clear and the ultimate sense of nama and rupa as I or mine. And that is attavadu-padana. So this upadana, attachment or clinging to these objects as at 3 levels. One is latent level, other is obsessive level, and the third is transgression level. So these, how to let it go? So transgression level, by observing sila or moral virtue, or the basic, the first 2 practices of dana or generosity, and second sila or morality, is to letting go, practicing this Nekkhamma parami, or letting go of the transgression level. Then practicing samadhi or concentration is letting go of the obsessive stage. Obsessive stage means just mental defilement. Then by practicing vipassana bhavana or insight meditation as you all are doing, by this only it can completely be letting go or annihilated the latent defilements.
执着